Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled The Halachas of Techelet, Part 2. In the first year, we saw that even though the pasuk openly says one must wear Techelet, the Mishnah says it's not makeh, meaning we should try to have Techelet. But if you don't have, you still have tzitzit. When we do have Techelet, how is it set up? There's a variation of opinions. There's a range. Some say it's 2 strings of blue, 2 strings of white. Then it's doubled over, so it's 4 blue and 4 white. Some say it's 1 string of blue and then 3 of white, so it's doubled up into 2 strings of blue and 6 strings of white. And some actually it's a half a string of blue and everything else is white, which means when it's doubled over, you're going to have 1 blue and 7 white. So different opinions regarding how it is set up. Machlok is Rambam Rashi regarding what the process is exactly. Are there other the compounds, are the dyes mixed in? So there's different opinions practically how to make it. And the basics, everyone agrees that there's a mitzvah to have Techelet, and it's not makef, it's not indispensable. There has to be some blue, and then it's machlok as to what degree, what extent. The Gemara talks about a process, it's a bleaching process, that if you go through it and it still withstands and the blue still stays, that's a sign, that's indicative that this is the real Techelet. And it's not some kind of a copy. The Medrash talks about, woe is the person who goes ahead and switches and tricks people and doesn't use the real Techelet, just use some kind of a dye, knowing it's not the right one. The Gemara and the Shulchan Aruch doesn't talk about it, but the Rambam and the Aruch Shulchan does discuss it and says you have to make sure you get it from a ne'eman, someone who's reliable. A, you want to make sure he's not fooling you, and B, you want to make sure he was done lishma, that the blue, everything was done l'shem mitzvah tzitzis. So that's an overview a little bit about the blue and the details. The 2, or the 8, or the 4 blue strings, and Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to look into in the next year and why. The resistance. Why don't we have more people wearing tzitzis? Is it blue? Is it simply because just practically they don't know what the right one is? Or the other factors as well? People say, oh, don't do Soloveitchik hold. There has to be some Masorah, has to be tradition. So Mitzvah Hashem will look down into the future Shirin. Shalom.